We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, doing a full transition from the rip area to the dip area today and fighting to hold support above 435. And in today's volatility, our SPY bot at 9:30 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside, pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. And as you see, they're popping up within the screen, within the options chain. Some options even went higher than that. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition on 42 vision from the rip area to the dip area and fighting to hold support. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow, what's going on with the inflow versus outflow, and bull and bear indicators. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run idea was from our AMD bot. Our AMD bot sent out a bear indicator at 9:55 a.m. And from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside, pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 50% plus within minutes to an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from bright green bars to white with red borders, as I like to call it, from the rip area to the dip area. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, under a bull indicator at around the 436.80 area after getting a bear indicator last week at around the 441.20 area. And outflows were dominating all day on Friday, guys. And now the inflows have picked back up, and this is going to be pivotal and crucial going into tomorrow. And this is what I'm going to be watching very carefully, and we're going to break it all down in today's video. But these inflow versus outflows, I would not ignore here on the 30-minute chart, as these inflows are trying to pick up and a staircase effect is trying to form and a bull indicator has popped up. Now let's talk about what's going on in the bigger picture as well, because the inflows there are trying to pick up as we see it on the 30-minute. And here on the 1 hour, it's still under a bear indicator here that popped up in today's pre-market at around the 439.60 area, and outflows dominating here at around the negative 3.05, something I would not ignore. And also a full transition from the rip area to the dip area has happened here on the 1 hour charts, and it's going to be crucial for these inflows to pick back up here to justify any of the strength that's reflecting so far in the charts, guys. So that's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to pick back up. And then when we zoom in and look at this from the 15-minute, we can go ahead and see here within the volatility how inflows have crossed back over, but they are slightly now back down towards the midpoint again at 0.47. That's something to not ignore there. And you could see here a staircase effect forming as well, and a bull indicator that popped up here at 436.46, canceling out the bear indicator from Friday up here at the 442 area. So something to not ignore there is that outflows dominated in the first half, and then in the second half, inflows are back above here in the volatility, but they have gone red, and this is going to be critical and crucial for these inflows to continue upwards away from the midpoint to continue reflecting any possible strength into these charts. And I'll be watching if these inflows can roll over into the 30-minute to get it closer to the midpoint and the 1 hour as well. Now, what are the key levels I'll be watching? Well, the first thing is support, guys. Huge support here at the 435 area today. A double bottom there before coming back up. Big resistance here at the open today at 438, but 435 is going to be a crucial support if these outflows continue below the midpoint. And if the outflows pull down the 15-minute with it, that's going to be something to not ignore as well, as it's pulling closer to the midpoint, getting pretty close there, and that's going to be a pivotal area for the bulls to continue this staircase effect to the upside or bring itself right back down. And if these outflows cross to the downside, it could quickly start to reflect that weakness into these charts and possibly even cancel out that bull indicator with a possible bear indicator. Something to not ignore there as well within the volatility here on the SPY, right? In the 15-minute chart. And then below 435, if that gets broken through and these outflows continue, the next support I'll be watching based off the history of the chart is the 434 to 433.50 area, and then below that is the 431.50 area where the bull indicator popped up here back on June 12th, and things were strong with that inflow crossover, and things went up for the next 3 to 4 days, hitting highs here of 439 and even highs here of 443. So those are the key support levels I'll be watching to the downside. Now to the upside, it's going to be crucial and critical, as I stated earlier in the video, to continue any further upside of this staircase effect and justify this strength into these charts for these inflows to cross back over the midpoint, continue strong, switching from red to green, and continue retesting key resistance levels, as well as pulling up the 15-minute away from the midpoint even higher. And today it hit highs here of 1.4, 1.5, and based off the history of the chart, it has room to go as high as 2.7, even 4.35, and up here to 4.7. So I'm going to be watching these very carefully, not ignoring that or overlooking that within the volatility of the 15-minute as well. So something to not ignore there and overlook. But these inflows do need to start pushing up away from the midpoint to the upside to justify any further strength, as well as roll over that strength into the 30-minute, push it up above, and cross the midpoint, hold these bull indicators true. And the first resistance would be 438, and then above that is way back up here where that bear indicator popped up, 441, and then the recent highs of 443, guys. We want these inflows to cross back over across the midpoint and also pull up the 1 hour with it, going from red to green and trying to get itself back up towards the midpoint as well. Cancel out this bear indicator in that process with a possible bull indicator and continue retesting those resistance levels as I mentioned. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicators are going to be crucial, and the inflow versus outflow, I am not going to ignore it. It's really close to the midpoint here on the 30-minute, and on the 15-minute, it is slightly above, and it's going to be critical here for it to pull upwards to justify any further strength of the staircase effects on the 30-minute and 15-minute, because if it crosses down, it could quickly start to reflect that weakness into these charts. So definitely something I'm going to watch very closely going into tomorrow. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.